Okay, so Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, first of all, let's thank to Allah who has given us mercy and blessings. So because that we can gather in this place in good condition and good health without any problem. Okay, hello everyone, welcome to our podcast. I'm Nufail and today I will be your host. I'm joined by two talent developer from Vocational High School of SMK IDN Boarding School Seoul. Please welcome Rafif and Rainadis.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Adis. So I'm here as a guest of Nufail's shows. Yes, it's about I'm happy to be here. Yes.
Okay, hello everyone. I am Raffi Pranaja Alyansyah and as has been introduced by the host over here, I am a student of the Vocational High School IDN Boarding School Solo. It's a pleasure to be here and I'm very happy to share what I know with everyone in this podcast.
Thank you for Adis and Rafif. Okay, so today we're going to talk about overseas programs. Our goal is to share information and motivate all of you to get international opportunities. So let's get started. Okay, for the first, let's keep it simple. Rainadis, can you explain what an overseas program actually is?
Okay, the symbol is overseas program is about learning a new environment or new thing. It contains that you can course or full study and also seminar and other. So it's about learning new things, a new environment and new culture.
Okay, to summarize this explanation of the overseas program, so if to put it simply, an overseas program is a program where a student goes abroad to study something from another country, and as Adis has explained here, he did say the culture, maybe the environment around there, maybe if you are a professional, if you are someone who are chasing a career, you can see how the same career works in a different country. And if you go into an overseas program, you can obviously learn a lot of new things which are very important. Other than that, it is also some kind of, how do you say it, your other than experience. You can put it into your maybe your portfolio that you have been into this country, you've been into that country, doing this and that, maybe study, or just basically explore the country. It is already valuable into your portfolio, and that is why overseas program is very very important. If you have the chance to join, please join.
Okay, so that's true. It's about building a global mindset, right?
Yeah.
Okay, next is I heard you guys have some big plans. Rafif, you are preparing something for Malaysia, right?
Yes, actually, I do have an overseas program going to Malaysia in a couple of months that I need to prepare. So basically, it's like the program itself is made by a company that wants to look for new members for their organization, and how they find new members is that by making a program that is basically inviting students in university or vocational high school or simply normal high school to go abroad to study with them and learn another country's environment and culture to then adapt into the new working environment, and then from that the company itself can select the few participants of the activity itself that can be recruited into their organization permanently as an employee. So the main program itself is going to a university in Malaysia, and then we study some stuff there, the culture there, how the usual study, the usual schedule works, and basically just explore Malaysia in its entirety.
That sounds cool. I'm not far from Afif here, so I'm study in Europe, in Russian. I learned a lot of new technologies there, brand new technologies I haven't seen it in anywhere. So it sounds cool, and you can open your mind, and you can see and learn how the things work. So yes.
Yes, those are amazing dreams. And how do you feel about the preparation so far, Habib?
So preparation is just basically maybe one of the most important things to tell the audience is that going to overseas program is basically will basically require you to of course have some skills in English active. So if you are able to read in English, if you are able to understand English from other people if they are speaking, or even better if you can speak English yourself in a fluent and clear way, I'm sure that any overseas program out there will basically accept you. So for the preparations, for me is that of course English practice. You can do that by speaking to other people online. Maybe you can take courses that have consultation programs in them, or just basically read articles, read books, watch videos, and try to watch the videos without subtitles. If you are trying to find a way to practice that is fun and enjoyable for you, I'm sure that most of us here can enjoy movies, can enjoy maybe another YouTube channel that shows entertainment, and by watching them, by listening to other people speaking in the language you are learning in here, which is English, you can actually just passively practice while having fun. If you are watching a movie, try to listen without the subtitles, and it can improve your listening skills very well. And then if you want to prepare for maybe the speaking part, you can actually try to copy a line from the movie, or just read out loud a line in a book. And with that, by doing that, you can actually improve your English. And do remember to record your practice so that you can find what is actually wrong or what is the mistake of your pronunciation, and then you can fix it later when you have found out what is wrong by maybe asking an AI, which has been a really helpful program for Asomon preparation. So that's basically it for my preparation. It's just listening to other people speaking in English, or reading in English, and other than that, it's pretty good because of course the program will not really bring you anywhere. For example, my program, which brings me into a university, you will not be forced to study with the university students, the scholars there. You just need to listen to them. And because the university in Malaysia mostly uses English for their usual activities, if you can listen to them, maybe even introduce yourself to one of them, you're actually pretty good. And that's pretty much it. All you need to do is just practice English for that preparation.
That's good. Okay, so we next to our other friends, that's Adis. Okay, so right now, this besides the lessons, what is the best thing we get from going abroad?
The first thing is about the independence. So you go there without your family, and or maybe any affair that can hold you, or you can be free there. But you also have to learn about the environment, so you have to adapt to the culture and the environment there, because some countries that are different, have a different culture. So before that, you have to research it on the internet and others. So you have the preparation to go there. And yes, as I tell you, can have a lot of new friends there. You can practice also. You can practice your skill with new or maybe the higher grade, the higher person.
Okay.
Okay, but it's not always easy, right? And what are the scary parts?
Okay. For me, the scary parts is mostly when you are actually doing the overseas program itself. So in the preparation, you actually don't need to think about what other people say about you. And when you are not worried about that, you can basically just do anything that you want. You can do anything that you want, and you can do anything that you enjoy without thinking of other people's opinions. But once you get over that preparation process and you actually go with a program that brings you abroad, it kind of intimidates you that other people around you can speak in the same way that you do. So maybe in the school you are probably like the best student in speaking or the best student in the English grammar or the best student in writing or reading in English. But once you go out, once you actually go outside your country, that standard becomes so much higher, and what intimidates you that is everyone can do what you can do, especially in English. Now, let's say that you are going to a country like, let's take an English-speaking country like, let's say that you go to London, for example. Now, if you are the best student in English in your school, but once you go into London, everyone speaks in English. So you cannot really boast your speaking skills there, you just speak. And it's normal over there. And if you listen to other people speaking, other people writing, other people's reading, and you see that they are so much better than you, and you become somewhat insecure about your skills, even though in your country you are probably like the best one. So that's the scary part, especially the intimidation. But my solution is that you just do not need to think about that intimidation. Now, the people in London that I took example like previously has basically spoken in English for their whole life. Maybe they have lived 20 years in London and they have been speaking English for 20 years. Meanwhile, you only have been speaking English or writing in English for like 5 to 10 years. And if you compare your skills with someone who has English with their as their native tongue, of course, you are nothing. You are nobody. So my suggestion is that you just don't need to think about that. Just do what you are able to do, and I'm sure other people will also respect your efforts to study their language. Just speak with the people there. Just do what you need to do without being embarrassed. And you can, if you cannot actually speak, you can show your sign language. You can help with your hands, show them with a picture or a map, and that's my solution for the overseas program and overall the problem that I have been experiencing previously.
I'm agree with the same thing.
Okay, so that's so cool. And before we wrap up, do you guys have any tips for other students who want to go abroad? Maybe Rapid, you can give the. What?
Me.
Oh, okay. You can give the rest.
The tips is you have to be brave, confident. You don't have to listen to other people that have bad word to you or this disbelieve you. So you have to be on your own. You also the tip like Rafif said before. You have to learn about the language. You learn about the language. You study it hard, and enjoy it with fun. So I think it's all.
Okay, for me, maybe one of the most important things that you need to keep in mind is that the culture of another country is very much different from your original hometown. Now, let's say that you have a study abroad program to go to Japan, for example. Now, if you are an Indonesian, some parts of Indonesia's maybe ethics is very much different with ones from Japan, for example, that people in Japan uses chopsticks, and the people of Indonesia uses spoons and forks. Now, if you want to basically not be someone who is annoying in another country, you need to study how their society works, the overall culture, the overall behavior, the habits that you need to keep in mind. And if you go another country with just language as your skills, that is probably not enough. And maybe one of the most interesting things for me is that even though you are a foreigner in like some other person's country, you are practically easy to accept. You don't really need to think about why the other country will not accept you. They will accept you if you behave properly as in their culture. Like just do not be a jerk. Just be someone who is kind, who is listening, who is able to improvise on ideas and can discuss your ideas with other people. And if you're able to do that, if you are able to prepare yourself from the culture, from the language, you are golden. You just need to have the, of course, confidence, the bravery, and ready to be independent in the overseas program overall.
Okay, so because you guys have given us the tips how when we want to go to abroad. Okay, now let's talk about the culture. Like this, what do you think is the most interesting culture difference you want to experience abroad?
So the people there is rarely greet you first. So as in Indonesia, we always nice to people, but like anyone foreigner say in the internet that Indonesia has friendly people. So in the abroad, the people is rarely friendly. So just be careful when you do some friendly thing. So scared if they not reply your friendly things, or maybe you will get killed by someone. So, yes.
Okay, so the difference in culture. Well, let's take America for example. Now, in America compared to Indonesia, America is way more violent. So, if you did something wrong with someone else in the other country, or in that country in America, usually the response will be much more, you can say, brutal, more violent, because in America the ethics are very much different. In America, you are free if you want to bring a firearm, if you want to bring a gun anywhere, as long as you have a certificate, you can do that. It's basically like some sort of habits that has been going on in America for a long time. Now, if you compare Indonesia to a country like that, of course it's way too far. And that's why culture is probably one of the most complex thing that has ever existed in the human world. And if you think about it, it's very amazing that humans are, even though we are the same species, but if you are in a different place with different people, you can actually start acting differently from one another. And that's why culture is very much different from country to country.
That's interesting. Experiencing culture that is something we cannot get from books, right? And since you both are developers, do you think learning technology abroad is different from Indonesia?
Yes.
How about you, Aris?
Of course, as you know, the technologies nowadays They are from the abroad, not from Indonesia. Like AI, the common is from abroad, China, America, USA, and other. So it has also technologies from like this, like like other. So the commonly is from the abroad, not from here. So the country usually every country has a different technology. So you have to learn anywhere like yes. Continue.
Okay. If we are talking about technology in a country, it's actually different in their innovation. So, if you look at a country similar to China, for example, if you see China already implementing robots into their society, it's amazing to think that the country of China can advance in technology much faster. So, of course, it is different from from country to country about their technological advancements. And if we take maybe Indonesia in the overall developers side, Indonesia, if we are talking about developers in Indonesia, they are usually making stuff with something that is actually easy. So let's take the Indonesia's website websites from Indonesia is usually using the framework called Laravel, right? Now, if we compare that to the websites made by another country's developer, they usually do not use Laravel because of this problem, and they has changed their whole website with something else. Maybe they are using Node, they are using React, stuff like that. And if we compare that to even more countries, they each have their own way of making technology. For China, they advance in IoT. In Europe, they advance in AI, and then in other countries, they advance in something else. Maybe from the garden, the botany, like stuff like planting plants with robots, and maybe just overall scientific experiments. So of course, technology is very different from each country to country.
Okay, so it's not just about learning, but also about exposure, right? Okay, the last question, but you can answer with the simple answer. After joining an overseas program, what's your next goal?
Okay, for my next goal, of course, after going through all that overseas program, I really wanted to go study abroad myself. With my experience and my current skills, I think I can achieve that in maybe 1 to 2 years.
How about you?
So yeah, I want to implement the lesson from abroad here, so I can improve my my what my creative my craft my project. Yes, so I want to study. I want to go to the next country abroad. So that's, I think.
Okay, alright. We have reached the end of our discussion. And to summarize, overseas programs are a great way to level up your skills and your life. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe thank you for Rafif and Tainadis, and thank you to all our listeners, and see you in the next episode. Goodbye. Oh, before we close the episode, maybe you can say success together. We can? Okay.
Yes, sir.
3, 2, 1. Success!
Selamat
Untuk gak mat.
study abroad gitu kan, pokoknya kalau ngasih tahu pendidikan, oh, pendidikan itu harus seperti apa.
Jadi kita ceritanya
Ya.
udah dari itu balik dari
Ya, udah.
Makanya ya kan kita udah merasakan luar negeri, terus kita ingin berbagi ya gitu. Karena kalau kan studi, jadi studi di luar negeri seperti apa. Ya masanya kita nggak tahu luar negeri seperti apa.
asal aja. Udah ada. Ya, udah deh. Udah. Jadi kalian menanyakan, udah tahu udah belum aja.
Mas.